closed out $840 following this trend down, and this happened in basically 20 minutes. In this video, I'm going to take you through a full day of my live day trading, and I'm going to show you how and why I find each trade and show you how I'm taking them in real time. I'm going to show you the no fluff trading process that I use to be able to make several $1,000s per day, and I'm going to show you how you can start setting this up for yourself as well. All right, right now I'm on an over 14 trade win streak. Okay, the team is absolutely crushing it, so we're going to see if we can keep that up. So I'm kicking things off tomorrow morning. The goal is to take my average of 3 total trades, and if all goes to plan, we should be able to make over $2,000 in a single trading session and have me show you the process in real time as we go. So if that sounds good, make sure you hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you like trading and investing. Okay, also check us out on Instagram, and we have an amazing trading Discord that you can also join for free, as well as a ton of other trading resources in the description of this video. But we're kicking things off tomorrow morning, so let's see how it goes. So it's about 1:50 in the afternoon right now. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do in the morning is open up my trading view right here. If you're not on trading view, this is how we're looking at the overall movement of the market. All right, so once I'm on trading view, the first thing that I want to do is look at where the market is moving for the entire day. So I trade cryptocurrency. So whether you're trading stocks or cryptocurrency, what I want to do is look at what Bitcoin's doing, because that's going to drive the overall movement of the market. If I can anticipate what Bitcoin will likely do or the sentiment behind it, I can then trade in that direction with other altcoin pairs. So even though I'm going to be taking trades on a 1 to 3 minute time frame, which should make the trades happen in, say, anywhere between 2 to 4 hours, what I want to do is go to the top of my chart here and click on something like a 1 hour frequency, which means that each of these candles individually is going to show us 1 hour worth of price movement. Okay, so 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. So I'm going to scroll way out, and I just want to take a look at what we are seeing in the market overall. I'm going to show you some of the analysis I'm doing. Then, like I said, we're going to look at smaller pairs, and I'm going to show you a trade that I found on Solana here in a second, and we'll find some other ideas for the day. Sometimes even I want to move out to a 4-hour time frame and look at what we're seeing in the market. So, okay, we were just talking about this with the premium side of our team yesterday. If we look at our analysis on Bitcoin, we have this move down. Bitcoin sort of topped out right at this point, had a bit of a sell-off into this region, bottomed around here, and is now making a high, trying to attempt this previous resistance zone, and now getting rejected, moving its way down. I am expecting a little bit more movement, potentially down to this level, which would be about our 65,000, which could indicate enough selling pressure overall in the market for us to be able to make money when crypto is moving down. A lot of people don't know you can make money when the market moves down. I'm going to show you the simple system to do just that. So then what I want to do is go into my watch list over here, and I'm going to click over into my created list where I keep all of the cryptocurrencies that I like to day trade. Now you can just add them to the list by hitting this plus point here, typing in, say you wanted to trade XRP. You can type that in, you can find your exchange, click on it and add it with this little label, and that's automatically going to add it over here to your chart. And so I've just sort of aggregated a bunch of things that I like to trade, right? So then all you have to do is go down to, say, a 3-minute frequency, and now we're going to be trend trading on a 3-minute frequency. And then I'm just going to flip through pairs until I see anything interesting. And what I'm looking for is a previous trend to be broken, sort of creating the beginning of a new downtrend that I can then use the indicators in the strategy that I'm going to show you in just a second to be able to find areas where the price can push up and then continue making lows so that I can short into it. You can see I'm actually up about $100 on this Solana short here. I'm going to show you how I set it up, what was going through my thought process, and how I actually input the orders. If you want to follow along with me setting this up on my chart, okay, not only am I going to give you my chart layout down in the description, but I'm also going to give you all of the tools and the on-screen indicators that I'm using here so that you can try applying this to your own trading regardless of the system you're using in order to conquer the markets. So let me show you the complete start to finish setup and thought process into finding this trade on Solana. So we know overall market sentiment for today is temporarily bearish, meaning that we want the price to go down. The second thing that I'm going to do, in general, I like to keep my charts very clean because I just like to read trends, but something that I am going to be using as additional evidence of the trade thesis is something called the Trade Foundation indicator, which is an indicator we've made inside our community. And what that's going to show us is all of these moving averages here. You'll see this is a 20-day, a 50-day, and a 200-day moving average. Put in simple terms, this moving average is the most sensitive to the most recent price data. This this one a little bit less sensitive, and this one being the least sensitive. So when you have all of these lined up like this, it's confirming the overall direction of the trend. You'll see when the price is moving up, these all turn green because you have them all layered over each other. And when they flip, it's indicating a downtrend. This is the first thing that I'm looking at to be able to play trend continuations. And even though I'm going to be taking these trades anywhere between a 3-minute and a 1-minute time frame, what I do want to do is go out to a 5-minute frequency or even a 15-minute frequency, is scroll out a little bit on a time frequency and start drawing trends that I see on the market. All right, I made a lot of videos about this. I'm going to link in a card right here, a video completely dedicated to just finding trends. Okay, so if you're a bit confused, you can watch that and then pop back and pick up right where we left off right here. But for now, follow along. So I can use my trend tool here to click along sort of the invisible lines that I see on my charts. We see like a bounce point here, and then a bunch of bounce points. So if I just click at the beginning of this and draw my line across these lows, you can see a clear area where we're getting a bounce, bounce, bounce. The price eventually breaks, sort of tests the underside of that wall, and is now continuing to move down, which is indicating to me that now we have a new trend here. So then what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to start drawing trends all over my chart that I think would also give me those potential bounce points. So from this high to this high is also going to probably be another trend. So I'll go ahead and draw my level here, and you're going to see why this is important in just a second. Okay, so now we have two trends. You'll notice if we scroll in a little bit closer now, we have this sort of invisible wall as well. So I can go ahead and draw my trend line along this level as well. And you're not going to get them perfect, but the idea is to look at where most of the levels are hitting, so then you can anticipate where the price will bounce off of. And that's exactly why price came up, hit off of that level, which we saw over here was very present and is now continuing to move in the direction of our trade. So once I get a clear break of this trend and a nice push in that opposite direction, this is where I start planning my entry with an indicator called the Fibonacci. So I can click over here just to show you how to set this up and how it sort of works. I can click from the very low point of this trend up to any of these highs. So the beginning here or the most recent high on this trend, which is what I'm watching for this trade, considering this was the high before we had the big breakdown. Okay, so I'm going to click on there. Then I'm going to set my fib just like this. Okay, so if you want to set these settings up on your fib, you can punch all of these numbers in, and then you can just save it as a preset right there. That way, every time you click on this, put it on your chart, you can click on this and click on one of your presets. All right, so in this instance, I'm going to be clicking this level at the beginning of this first momentum push right here. And I'll be placing the end of the fib at this most recent level here, which is going to give me my entry level on my first order. So I'm going to get short. And the way I do that is by hitting this sell short button here over on my exchange. This is going to be my secondary short level, my third short level. And then this red line right here is going to be the level that is considered my stop loss. So if this position does stop trending in this direction, and we're not able to get out of this trade after some of our dip buy levels, okay, we get to close this trade out to protect our account. So you can see right here, this is where I entered the position. Now I should have probably gotten short again here, but it just barely missed filling that exact order there, which oftentimes can be a bad sign because I should be well out of this trade. You'll learn a little bit more about that in a second. Okay, I'm up $180 on this trade. All right, and then in this instance, if the price did end up coming straight up through here, we would also add a position here and here, which would mean that based off of the calculator that you can get in the description of the video, all you have to do is put in this amount on your limit 1, this amount on your limit 2, this amount on your stop loss, and this amount on your take profit level, as well as your account size here. That's going to show you the amount of units to get at each individual price. And luckily, some of the developers on the private side of our team actually designed an indicator where it prompts you to just click on your entry, click on your take profit, limit 1, limit 2, and your stop loss value. And then you're able to put in your account size, the amount of risk, the amount of leverage, etc. And this will automatically calculate all your quantities and your expected profit, and then you can input onto your exchange. But in order to be fair to the team, I have to trade it the good old fashioned way, which also still works quite nicely, which is once again why we designed this calculator for you guys to start plugging and playing with this system. Okay, so essentially I take my short position here with my take profit level like this. If the price moves up to this level, my average price will be somewhere here. New take profit will be something like this. If the price comes up and fills this limit, my new average price will be something like this, and the new take profit will be something like this, all resulting for this trade anywhere from $800 to $1,000. So considering all of those rules, what would have ideally happened would have have been for this price to have gotten me in on my secondary limit right here, in which case, just like what I showed you, my average would be here, and I would have already been well into full take profit to lock in right around $1,000. Okay, but once again, with my back testing, a lot of the losses that have come with this have happened when I should have technically been out of the trade, but just barely missed it, and then price ends up coming back up. And what I'm afraid of is that this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be a new 1, 2, where my 3 will come up like this and it will end up stopping me out. So even though there's a high chance that this trade will go full profit, I think I'm going to take this trade off the table early and look for another momentum play to take a little bit later into the day. For a P&L of $121. So definitely not the $800 that I was expecting, but I do have to follow my own data and my own observations. So regardless of whether this trade would have won or lost, I'm happy to take this off. So now I'll wait a little bit more for the market to shake out. We'll find another trade set up on the day to shoot for that over $2,000 a day profit goal. But that's trading. You just got to stay motivated, and we're going to be on to the next trade. All right, so it turns out on this Solana trade, even off of our entry here, we got a nice spike down, which would have taken our trade full profit. Now we got a massive whiplash candle all the way back up through our trend. Today has crazy price action, okay? Even though I got out of this trade early and it technically would have gone full profit, this is a rule that I have for myself, and this is something important to remember in trading. It can be a horrible trade and you can make money on the trade, or it can be a really, really good trade and lose money on the trade. The quality of the trade has nothing to do with the amount of money or if you made money or not on the trade. It's whether or not you're following the requirements on your system. Okay, this is a perfect example of that. Yes, it would have been full profit, but statistically, I know that if it just misses the secondary limit and then comes back down, there's a higher probability that I'll lose these trade setups, which is why I backed out of the setup. So we got volatility in the market right now. This is not something that I'm interested in trading where it's not making any sort of solid trend. So I'm going to wait a little bit later into the evening session to see where the market shakes out and starts trending. In the meantime, I'm going to hit the gym, and when we come back, hopefully the markets will have a trend that we can enter our second trade into to get over that $2,000 goal. It's time to get some gains. Beautiful day, about to hit a workout. Fucking go, man. Nice workout. Now we just gotta find a nice, clean trade to take so that hopefully we can end up 2K on the day. But right now it's not looking good because the market's legitimately whiplashing through the session. So I really need some calm price action to be able to take trades like this, or else I'm going to get whipped out of the market. So hopefully we get something for now. We'll get some work in, but I refuse to not find a trade unless I absolutely have to. So let's see what happens. All right, finally we got filled on another trade that I found here on Solana. Guys, today was the definition of one of those days where the market just keeps doing stuff that's so unpredictable and the conditions are not that good to trade. But I want to walk you through the trade that we just took here on Solana. We're right around entry. Okay, so as always, I found a break of trend right here with a new nice juicy trend right here. So there's a good chance that this is my 1, 2, 3, 4 comes potentially up to here, and then we get a further move down to 5. Considering it's about 10:20 p.m. right now, the next area where the markets could get crazy would be during this London session right here, which is gonna happen at 3 a.m. my time. So I have about 5 hours to get out of this trade. I don't expect this trade to take more than about an hour to get in and get out of, because we sort of have that price action dying down and being less intense. I did like this sideways chop here, so I decided to take a trade along this trend level here, grabbing my entry fib from this low to this high here. So pretty clean, nice, simple, short position here. Once again, if you want to follow along with these types of trades, this calculator is in the description. Okay, I didn't use this calculator. I used the on-screen one. So if we catch support here on this sort of trend break that we have, I wouldn't be super shocked to see the price move up like this, but all we need is any sort of chop in here to be able to get us in, get us out, and we should be able to make $1,000 on this trade if it doesn't just sell off right at this point. Either way, this is going to be a really, really big resistance level, which is right where we got our first short position in. So if we get a nice drop down, then great. But if not, we have our dip buy levels put into here. My guess is I should be able to lock in right around $1,000 before I go to sleep, but we will see. All right, so we did get our reactive move down here. We got a big juicy candle and some momentum to finish off this trend. Okay, so if we can get some momentum here, hopefully we are able to get out of the trade. We're up around $500 right now. This happened in just a couple minutes. Here she comes. Beauty of trend following. Come on, a little momentum. A little momentum never hurt anybody. Where's that big juicy death candle from today on Solana when you need one? All right, so Sol is about to punch through this level to full profit. I'm feeling it. We just need probably about another minute or so, not even, probably a few seconds here. There we go, 700. Come on, bro. I'm not taking the trade off early. I'll ride this all the way back up before I do that. Bitcoin's gonna keep dumping. Sol's gonna dump. Closed out $840. Sol came perfectly down to our take profit level. And just by following these few simple steps, following this trend down, we were able to lock in over $800. And this happened in basically 20 minutes. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to cancel all of my remaining orders here. All right, so now I'm going to log both my trades from today. So I'm just going to put this one in first here. We had a short. It was a trade on Sol. It was a TCL Ultra on a 1 minute time frame. Short position. Range was 2.4%. Was a win. Was a limit 0, meaning we didn't actually fill on any of these dip buy levels. Final profit on the trade was 777, and we are able to make almost $800. And you can see this happened in about 30 minutes. All right, this one was also Thursday. So now I have all of my trade information logged into my logger here. At this point now, we're just shy of $900 since about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna probably look for one more trade tomorrow morning to fit into that 24-hour cycle and see if we can push towards that $2,000 goal. It was sort of a tricky trading day today. We had the Ethereum ETF creating a ton of volatility right at our fib level here before the price reverses back up. So now I'll head to sleep and hopefully we'll crush one more trade tomorrow morning. All right, found a trade setup here on Solana. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So once again, a little bit later into the session, there's news about the Ethereum ETF right now. So fundamentals are a little crazy, pushing the market around. We did see a beautiful break in trend here on Solana after this big cascading sell-off here. So playing into sort of this momentum, I would love to take some dip by longs and see if we can get this back up to about 71 and get us in long here and get us out for full profit. Hopefully, if we can continue trending up for the day. What I like about this trade is off of this trend, it's not super choppy, which I like to normally see, but what we do have is the overside retest of this trend. So if we do come down, this is going to catch a bounce, most likely right here, and continue up to get us out of this trade before this breaks all the way down, unless we have a crazy volatile move, which once again, just off of price action standpoint and because of the fundamentals is pretty unlikely for right now. So this trade should be about an $800 to $900 trade if it does go through. So right now I'm going to head out to the pool and get some sun and then let this trade come to fruition, and we'll see what happens afterwards. But this is a beautiful part of trading. I can go outside now, let my money work for me, hopefully, and we'll see the result. All right, so we were able to get our dip buy filled here at this zone, which gave us a new average right down in this region. So we are pushing over these moving averages. We just need the price to come up to this green line. You can see we're up around $675 right now. Now we just need a little bit of push in the price action. It looks like we're coming up to full profit here. We're up around $860. Just need a little bit of a push. We are all out of the trade for a full profit. And on that one, we locked in $742. Markets were a little bit weird. So technically we went a little bit over a 24-hour period, but I still consider it basically one day. Okay, so today's Friday. Trade on Sol. Long position. Was a limit 1 win, $742 profit. So it was a potential wave 4 that ended up failing right there. I sort of expected for this trade to potentially be able to get some momentum, but once again, the beauty of the system is it sold off into my limit, came back up and got me out for full profit. And this is one thing that I want to make sure that I show to you guys. You'll see here on my tracker, if the Fibonacci matched the macro. So what I mean by that is if I take a regular Fibonacci retracement tool and I start from the beginning of this uptrend that I was trading right here and stretch it to the top of the price right here, you'll notice the 61.8 level, which on major trends is going to be that major support for a bounce level, was right at my limit 2 fill, which gave me the conviction that if this price came back down, it would at least bounce off of that level, at least up enough for me to be able to get out of the trade if it didn't follow through with momentum today because of the clearance of the Ethereum ETF. So yes, I matched up. My confidence on this trade, I would say, was about a 3. The duration was about 4 hours. I didn't really have any pre or post notes. So after all was said and done, I took 3 trades over the past 24-hour period. One was trading this trend where I got my initial short into this region. Then when the price came down, I bailed out early on the trade based on my back tested data. This trade ended up dumping off and would have been a full profit win, but instead I locked in $121 on that trade. All right, next trade that we took was on a continuation of this downtrend here, where I was playing off of this trend, got a pullback into my moving averages, short into my 61.8, took full profit down here for a total of $777 in profit. And the third and final trade, as soon as the price of Solana broke out of this overall downtrend, I played this new uptrend to the upside, got long on this trend here, first order here, second order got us filled here, once again beautifully at that 61.8 matchup, and got us out for full profit here for another $742 after fees and after all said and done. So at the end of this period, we had 3 total wins, totaling us up for $1,640 on this trading day. I'm not gonna lie, this trading session was grueling. Price action was really weird. We actually lost out on some potential profit with that Sol trade. We should be up probably over $2,000. I was missing trades. Trades ended up taking too long. I sat in front of the computer a little bit more than I wanted to, but once again, this is an amazing job because I have time, location, and income freedom and still have the opportunity to make thousands of dollars per day. And these are the things that we're constantly working on with our team. People are mastering these concepts to be able to improve their lives, improve their income, and there's really no other job like trading. Once again, this tracker, as well as all of the other tools and resources I referenced in this video, are going to be in the description of the video right here. Inside of our Discord, we have a daily analysis, trade ideas, and a place for you guys to chat. So make sure you check that out and put that to good use. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like trading and investing. And until next time, guys, I will see you all in the next video.